Hello, hello. Anyone joining me tonight? Just trying to tag a few people to say hi. See if they want to color with me. Julie, Rinska. Look at that. You guys were Johnny on the spot tonight. So, this is what I have. Our funny little consolidated image that Jamie started. And I think we're just going to make it right on into a card tonight. Let's just finish it up and make it into a card. That's what I think we should do. I don't have a sentiment though, so not really sure what I'm going to do about that. I might let you guys help me choose something. I'm trying to pull out the set right now that goes with that. Maybe I'll pull out, he laughs at my jokes, because that hyena there, he is stinking funny. So, I think this could be like a dad card maybe. I don't know. We'll see. So, let's go ahead and get started. I picked these for the background papers, but I haven't decided how we're going to use them yet. I just pulled them out. I've been cleaning up my craft room and trying to get things organized a little because it's been a bit on the crazy side in my craft room since I left. Hi, Kelly. So I did decide on some colors for the hyena, so I think I'm going to leave the shirt for last. And it looks like we didn't get this full image stamped in there because her arm is there, and I think we were trying to avoid that. So I'm just checking it out right now to kind of see where, I think I'm just going to draw it here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and draw that in with my multi-liner real quick. One of the few she started. That's right. I told you guys long time ago that I usually take whatever she starts and finish it up, because to me it just has to be completed. I can't leave them unfinished. And she was really excited about this one, but I said, I know you're probably not sure when you're going to do your live, so I'll take it. I'm just outlining some of this that didn't get a real good impression, so that it does really well when we color it up. And I think in order to get these teeth to really show up, and we need them to show up, I'm just going to draw them in a little bit. And just kind of get that going. I think it'll be good. I think the nose I can do dark enough with the colors that I chose that I don't need to do that. So, all right, so that gets us started. And then what I'm going to do is zoom in some more so you guys can really see what I'm doing. I'm not having technical difficulties at this time, so I think we're going to be okay with that tonight. I was hoping to give it a little bit of time, and I did, and it seems to be okay. So I think we're going to roll with it. I think I'm going to start first doing his tongue in his mouth. So I chose RV95 and R11, and then R85 and R83. So part for the background, part for his tongue. So I'm going to start with this because I just want to get this part done first. So I'm going to use this RV95. It's a good substitute for the E04 but it's not quite as dark as the EO4. So if we need a little darker, we can come in with the EO4. But I think what I'm going to do first is start with this one. And we'll see how that goes. How was everybody's day today? Everything went pretty good for me. Doctor's appointment was not fun. And I have no resolution yet. So there's that. But all shall reveal itself in the end, so I'm not going to worry about it. I am going to come in with R11. I might need one just a little bit darker than that because the RV95 is pretty dark and I'm not sure this will blend real well together, but I'm going to go ahead and try it. Oh, it might be all right. I think it's pretty good. Maybe I might do some tip to tip. I'm not sure. But I kind of like that. I think it looks pretty good. Yeah, it does stink when they can't figure it out. My hubby went with me and they said some strange and bizarre stuff. So now I'm back to somebody else. Going back to the previous doctor again. Ugh, I hate when that happens. Hi, Karen. So, Karen, I don't know if you saw, but Jamie started this and we're going to finish it up. We were going to do it at her house together. But then I ended up with it in my bag and brought it home. So when that happens, somebody's got to do it. And since it's here in Texas, I figured that somebody would be me. I think tomorrow I'm going to work on cleaning up my markers because I did take them with me and some of them got a little jacked while I was gone. And you know, I got to have them all cleaned up. So you guys know me, clean those markers. So I'm going to get that cleaned up. And so his tongue is really, really red. He must be eating some candy, like some Jolly Ranchers or something. So I'm going to use the R11 to come in. Yeah, very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. I'm coming back in with the R11 and just finishing that up. So it kind of makes the inside of his mouth kind of mesh with the tongue. Hi, Mickey. So I'm going to go back in with this RV95 because I want this up here in the furthest part from him to be just a little bit darker than what we got when we did it the first time. So I'm coming back in and a little bit down here. And then we'll blend one more time with that R11. So I think that R11 lightened it up a bit. So I'm just going to finish that off. And Jamie was super tired tonight, so I told her not to worry about joining us tonight, maybe tomorrow. We did a lot of work today, her and I, over the phone, so we were pretty busy. She was pretty tired, so. I like that. It came out, that looks really smooth. That looks like a smooth blend. So, pretty happy with that. Oh, before I move on, I should probably do a little bit in his ears. So let's use this RV95 again, just to do the real center part of his ear, and then we'll make the rest a little more pink. I'm also super excited because I decided I needed a day off coming up because of everything that's been going on. And so I don't know if you guys knew, but I've been working temporary for my company I retired from to help them out a bit. And I told them today I need to have Friday off so I can go to Six Flags with my grandbaby and my daughter. So I can spend some time with her before I move on to travel again. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, so I don't know if you guys know, but generally when you have a hyena, he has spots. Hi, Melanie. He has spots on him. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to put those spots in. But I think the best time to do that. Oh, yay. Okay, that's great, Jen. Thank you. And I think what we should do is color his fur completely, and then we'll put the spots in. So I just want you to know, I'm going to leave the base as the natural skin color, and then we'll go and put in darker colors for the spots. Hello. Hi, Allison. Okay. So I'm choosing to do E39, 37, 35, 33, 31. Because I really like this blend. I think it's going to be really, really good for this hyena. So we're going to roll with it. I also think it's just a little bit of a different shade than this guy over here. And we don't want to do them the same. We need to have a little bit different. You did sneak in. I saw those little happy faces. We do always need grandkid time. And I haven't seen him too much lately, so when she asked me if I wanted to go hang out with them, I was like, oh yes, I want to go. Plus it helped that she called right after my appointment, and I was already not happy about that. So I was like, ooh, something fun. I need something fun. And we found out that he's 42 inches tall, so he's going to be able to ride a lot of stuff at Six Flags. So we're kind of excited about that. We already have our tickets, so we're going. I'm super excited. So I'm doing just that back hind leg. I'm going to go ahead and do his stomach the same color. Some of them sometimes have a different color on their tummy, but I'm going to do his in the same color. So he's going to be all one color except for his spots. I kind of like that. You did sneak in, you sneaky, sneaky. That makes me giggle just a little bit. So, just going around filling in where I think the darkest areas would be for this little hyena. And I'm trying to keep my hands out of the way so you can see. Family time. Family time is so fun. I love family time. And she was like, oh, Cooper's going to be so excited. I can just hear his little voice right now. Grandma. I love that grandma. I love the way he says grandma. So cute. And I bought him an airplane like the one I was riding on when I came home. So I can't wait to give him the little airplane. It's going to be so cute. So I'm thinking I'm still going to be able to do a live because, you know, we'll be out all day on Friday, but I think I'll still be home in plenty of time since the live is usually pretty late. But if something comes up, I'll let you guys know. But other than that, I should be here tomorrow and the rest of the week. So I'm doing just really tiny, tiny little brush strokes. You're off to sleepy time. 6:15 does come early. Yes, it does. I'm not getting up at 6:15. Definitely not for me. I was talking to my hubby today about getting me a thing to hold my camera that's not on my table, and he said as soon as he finishes his costume he will work on that for me, so I'm super stoked. He said it shouldn't be too hard of a task for him to come up with something rather than buying something. Okay, so I'm going to do his head last, I think. So I'm probably going to stop after this because this is a lot of area and the ink is going to dry on there and I don't want it to mess me up. So we'll come back to this when we do his head. And oh, my marker's so dirty. Look at that. How did I manage to put the cap on both ends? I think what happens was some of them I filled before I left, and then when I went on the airplane, they kind of spilled out. And so some of them got a little icky. So I got to do some marker maintenance coming up. But it will all be good. It will all be good. So Jamie and I were talking today about online retreat. So keep your eyes and ears peeled for something coming. We have some potential ideas for times, dates, and all that good stuff, but I know she likes to announce those, so we'll just wait and let her decide when she's ready. And then I gotta work on some projects for you guys. You clean after every time you use them. You go, Cheryl. Good job. Hi, Mamacita. You know, I always call my mom, and then I took Spanish in high school and I started calling her Madre. So even now when I'm in a store, if I'm in a store and there's a whole bunch of people in there, I'll say Madre. She answers me. Yes, Jamie's okay. She's okay. She is. She was having a little bit of a tough time tonight. I think all the traveling was catching up to her. She was raring to go yesterday, but then today I think it just kind of beat her down a little bit. So I told her, just go to bed early and I'll do the live and all will be good. That's why we're such a good team. She was like, okay. An online retreat. Oh, you guys, man, if you haven't been to one of those, you got to be watching out for that, because it is so, we have so much fun, us and our silly shenanigans. It's lots and lots of fun. Very important to us that everybody have a really good time. So I'm trying to keep these, you know, brush strokes going in the same direction of his body so that we can make him look a little more like fur. So that's why we keep moving him around so much. I want him to look like he has fur. So we're kind of working with some really crazy angles. So we got to kind of do a few of these brush strokes that are going in odd directions. But we got this. Yes, you have done one of the retreats. It's super fun. We talked about it, and I think this time we're going to do Saturday and Sunday instead of Friday and Saturday. I think it works better for us, and we kind of switch them back and forth, so those that want it on Friday can have it on Friday sometimes, and those that like the weekend can have it on the weekend, and, you know, try to make everybody happy. But it's a lot of work too, and we're going to try to fit it in. We just can't go without having one this year. That would just not be good. So we're going to work on one for you guys and gals and everybody. We were booking some flights today, and we were like, wow, we're going to be on the airplane a lot. I opted, though, I'm going to do a few driving instead of airplane rides. More better for you. Online's more better for you. Yep. 33, E33 is next. And it will almost fill it in. E31 will be last. So, but I don't want to do too much blending because I want to kind of keep those little brush strokes. Maybe not so much on his little feet, but definitely on the rest of him. So the key to that is when you put those brush strokes in, don't go over them too much, because if you go over them too much, then they blend smooth and you lose that fur-ish look. So that's kind of the little tip I have for you tonight. Ooh, he's going to be so fun to put in his little spots all over, because we can put them anywhere we want. We have free range. It's going to be super fun. Okay, so last color. Coming up, E31. Okay, so a little bit back and forth, but not much because we don't want to blend too much. This one's just going to be going from the opposite side. Probably not even going to touch any of those undersides because I want those to stay pretty dark. These can lighten up because we're going to put spots in them, so I think we're going to be okay. This one actually looks like it's going to need some ink soon. Because if you can see, the tip of that is very light. So it looks like it's not getting as much ink in it as I would like. Okay. We're going to put spots over that so we'll be all good. I'm probably not going to put too many spots on him. Just kind of maybe back here. Maybe a few down there, but not too many. Oh man, you went to a paddle party tonight? I'm so jealous. I'm so glad they're doing those again. Oh wait, I don't want to put these away and do spots till I do his head. So hold 1 second. I don't want to leave his head white. Silly guy. Oh look, the hubby's here. Y'all say hi, Dale. Okay, it's time to do his head. I want these hairs to be very defined up here, so we're going to spend a little time on that. A little bit of time down here. These little ears. He's laughing so hard. He makes me giggle just looking. You won twice? Dang. If you guys don't know what a paddle party is, I don't know if you do or not. But up in Joplin, where my mom goes to visit my brother and my sister-in-law and the nephews, or their grandkids, but my nephews, they have these parties where you have like ping pong paddles. And you had them won once? Oh, wow. Renska says, hi, Dale. You get to hold the paddle up when you want to bid for whatever they're doing. And then if they draw your number that's on your paddle, then you win that prize. So it's pretty doggone fun. And you never know if you're going to win or not. So sometimes you can win a couple times and sometimes you don't. So I think I'm going to have to go darker on his nose. So I may have to pick a different color for that. Or maybe I'll use the dark spot colors for his nose. But oh, I'll decide that a little later. These slippery little suckers are jumping out of my hand tonight. E37 is the next one. And I want to kind of show a little bit of this area right here looking like he's really laughing. I don't want to put a whole lot of these dark colors because I want his face to look a little bit brighter. It's kind of sticking out a little bit, so... So anyway, they're super fun. You never know what you might win. They have different vendors all the time. So, and you can also buy from the vendors if you want. You know, they have like booths set up and stuff. So it's fun. It's a really good idea, I think. We have such a good time, but they quit doing them during COVID. So I guess they just picked up doing it again. So here's the E35. I'm going to have to find out when the next ones are because I gotta go to one of them. They're super fun. I think when I went, I won some Color Street nail stuff and I was super excited. Alright, so we're going to do a little bit up from his mouth on this one. Color. He's coming along pretty quickly. The spots will be what takes the longest. But we'll get there. We will get there. Like one ear almost done. Woohoo! So this morning after we went to the doctor's office and my hubby went with me, I was like, I need something to drink. And he was like, we have drinks at home. And I said, no, I need something to drink like right now. Something to make me feel better after my whole, experience. And so we stopped and I was like, I don't know if you guys know, but I'm a big sucker for Slurpees. I love Slurpees. I always said that was going to be my thing with my grandson. Whenever I got together with him, I was going to buy him Slurpees. So he would think about Slurpees and think, oh, Grandma always gets me Slurpees. So he's looking good. Do you like him? So my hubby stopped and I was like, I'll have a cherry Coke Slurpee. And he was like, okay. And he came out and he said, they didn't have cherry Coke Slurpee. Okay, first of all, what 7-Eleven doesn't have a cherry or Coke Slurpees? Copic sketch brush replacements. We do not have any in stock right now at all for the Copic sketch brush replacements. In fact, I've been getting mine from the Violetta ink. Is that what it's called? Violetta ink. Anyway, Jamie has a affiliate link in, like, if you go to the shop and you go to My Favorite Things, she has an affiliate link, and I get them there, and they're pretty good. They're priced pretty good. They're pretty fast on shipping, so I get them from Jamie unless she doesn't have any, and she hasn't had any in a while, so that's where I'd go get them. I always have extras on hand. So anyway, he goes in to get me this Slurpee, and he comes out and says, they didn't have any, so I chose to get you a peach. Oh my gosh. Peach is my favorite flavor ever. I'm always looking for some knee-high peach drinks or whatever. So I was super happy about my silly pink Slurpee this morning. I left his eyes kind of light because I want to go over them with E31 because I want to keep them kind of light. And if they get too dark with this one, I may have to lighten them back up with the colorless blender because I kind of like his eyes sort of light. There we go. That worked out good. No problem at all. Okay, so now we're done with these colors. That's where you get yours too, Violet ink. Yeah, they're really good. That's where I've been getting anything that I need that we don't have in the shop. So it works out really good. She's pretty quick and yeah. So I'm going to do the spots with E09. I want them to be a little bit on the red-ish side. Huh? Oh, yeah, sure. And then E08 and then YR27 are the three that I'm going to use right now. They're going to make the spots a little bit on the dark side, but I think we'll be okay. So, I've been talking a lot about my hubby working on his costume. Jamie is your first choice. Jamie is always my first choice. And so anyway, is that leather, honey, and taffeta? And jacquard. So he's been working on this vest. So he finished it and it looks like this. And he did all the sewing and all the detail. Isn't that cool? You should see it. It's pretty amazing. All this brown on the accent on here, it's all leather. So he's been working really hard. He wasn't going to get me to use the sewing machine, so E09. This is where we're going to do the spots. So when we do the spots, I'm going to show you. So instead of doing circle spots, we're going to do spots that kind of go like this. We're going to sort of build them in as almost like kind of like a square, but not really. So I just wanted to show you a little bit about how that's going to start out because it's going to look really funny when I do it. But that's what we're going to do is put these lines in here just to kind of, Because the spots, it's fur, so the fur is gonna look a little bit different. So I want to put them in here like this, but we'll fill them in and they'll make sense. What kind of prizes do they get for their costumes? It depends. It really depends on which place you go for it, but I don't know. Do you know what the prizes are for this one that you're, the big one for Dallas that you're going to?
Category prizes are $100 and then VIP tickets for the next year's show. Best in Show's $1,000, and then you're automatically entered into the Grand Prix of Toronto, and you get airfare for 2, hotel, and tickets.
Yeah, so if he wins Best in Show, that would be epic.
But I mean, I've won.
But he's won all kinds of prizes. So he's won a big screen TV and a pinball machine and lots of different stuff. So you never know. Different shows have different prizes, and different levels of winning have different prizes as well. But usually there's some kind of cash prize in there. So we're going to make these spots that kind of go down the rest of his body like lighter and smaller, because I don't really want to do too many, and I don't really want to do any on his head. It's really on his, doesn't ship outside the US. Allison, send me a PM, because I have to order from her anyway, and I would send it to you. So send me a PM and let me know what you need, and I have to place an order anyway, so I will get them for you, whatever you need, and then we'll work out the details. Thanks. He's working really hard on it, and it's very challenging because he has to do like a whole book on all the steps he took and how he figured it out and how he made it, and yeah, it's a lot. But worth it in the end if you win. But it's all about what kind of judges you get and what they think, and, you know. So now I'm going in with E08. And this one is a little bit lighter than I had really wanted, but I'm hoping the YR27 helps it out. Just the nib. See, it'll be so easy to send that. It won't even be that much. I'm going to just put it in a regular envelope. But yeah, I don't mind doing that for you. So just send me a PM so I don't forget, and I need to place an order, so we'll just get it all at one time. No worries at all. So you see how these spots are starting to fill in a little bit? I hope he does. He tries every year. We really want him to get to Best in Show. I mean, because that means you won the whole thing. The next highest level is the Masters division, and he won Masters last year. So we're hoping. But yeah, he works really hard to get that level.
Unfortunately, you have a show.
You have to what?
Unfortunately, you have a show during that Toronto show.
Yeah, I know. The only problem is if he wins the trip to do for the Best in Show, we have an expo that weekend, so we don't know how we'd approach that. He'd probably have to go without me, which is a bummer. So I think these look really good. I almost think they're a little bit too stark of a difference, so we'll just play around with it and get it fixed up. But this is YR27, so this is one that I'm going to fill in and kind of go around. I don't want the spots to be even or, you know, very distinguished, so they're just kind of random in there and just a little, well, you'll see how it comes together. This is the way I envision it when I think about their spots, so this is the way I'm putting it in there. Yeah, put a little one right there, maybe one right here. Just a little bit of color in there, not a full spot, but just a little bit to kind of make that come through. I don't really think, I mean, I might want to put a little one maybe back here to look like he has a little bit on his legs, but not too much. But I don't want to do the underside, and I don't really want to put any on his head. They don't really have any on their head when you Google them. So in order to make this really blend a little better with the skin, I'm going to come back in with the E35 and E31 that we used. You love his spots. He's got silly spots. So I'm just going to kind of blend in the outside of those spots a little bit, kind of bring that all together. And then we're going to lighten it up a little bit with the E31. That will lighten it up. So I'm just kind of playing. It's why I did his fur so light, was so I could play with these spots, and if I need to go darker on the fur, I can. I mean, we can do anything we want. That's part of the fun of all of this, is we can make them whatever we want them to be. There we go. Okay, so we're going to soften all of this up, I think, with our E31. I almost tried to put it in the wrong place. Hi, Lynn. So I'm going to kind of go over all of it. At this point, I want to kind of blend it together. So I'm going to use a bit of that back and forth just to kind of blend in those colors. I think that's really helping a lot. I'm liking that. So this color kind of lightens, plus it helps mix those together. I think that's really helpful. Huh? You're off to hug your pillow. Enjoy your pillow and your fuzzy Marley cat. Awesome. I think we're doing pretty good with this little guy. And I think when we do his nose in this reddish color, I think it's going to help a lot. So I like that. There you go. There's some spots for you. Some red spots on your little dude. When we color in his nose, it's going to help. So let's do that now with E09. And then we're going to do, yes, we are going to do a background with these little guys, since we only had to really color the hyena. He's making me laugh at my jokes too. I think this marker needs to be cleaned really bad. Can you kind of see that? I'm going to hold it up. I want to see if you can see that kind of shiny look on it. It's because, see that shiny on the ink? You can kind of see it here and here on his nose and on his back. That usually is telling me that there's something on the nib of this marker that needs to be cleaned up, or the nasty stuff that's in there is getting jelly on the nib. So I have to get that cleaned up pretty quick. I am going to go in. Good night. Thanks for coming, Allison. E37, because I want to still keep this nose pretty dark, so I don't really want to use the lighter browns that we used for the spots, because the 09 got kind of light. And then I'm going to use E35 to finish it up. Kind of finish up his nose. And we're just blending all those colors together. They're not going to sit real well because that one marker is a little bit messed up. I'm not very happy about that. But I'm going to come in with my multi-liner and kind of put his little nostrils back in there, because I really want you to be able to see them. So that's what we did. Okay, so now we have our little hyena done, and I need to put my E09 over to the side because it's misbehaving. That's what I call it, misbehaving, a misbehaving marker. Okay, so let's do his shirt. And I think, I don't know, what do you think? Red? I mean, we're probably going to do the ground in green, and we're probably going to do the sky in some sort of blue-ish purple. So I was thinking red for his shirt, and then his can is probably going to be red and blue, because Pepsi's my favorite. So I think I'll start with his shirt, but I'm going to give him like a white grayish color underneath. Yes, red. Okay, great. So this is like, looks to me like his little t-shirt under his shirt. So we're just going to leave that one. So I used C2 and C0 just to kind of make it look like he has a white t-shirt on underneath there. And then I'm also going to use the C2 for his pop top up here. Because you know how that is on a soda can. His little pop top. And then C0 to finish the pop top off. And then we ought to do the stripe down the side of the can as well. I think. Not that I'm sure if that's exactly how a soda can would look, but we'll see. And then there's usually that part up at the top of the can of soda that's darker. This part right here. So I'm trying C3, but I don't think that's dark enough, so I'm going to go to a C4. C4 is a little better, I think. So we're going to use that. I want to kind of give that a little bit of a dimension look. So I'm going to come back in. I'm going to go with C1 this time. Look, I'm using a ton of these C colors. C1 just to blend this out a bit. Maybe finish off that. I'm going to leave that open in the center right there because I'm going to make that brown for my soda. So it looks like he's actually drinking soda. And I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to come back in with that 37 and 35 to make it look like soda. That sounded like a dog in our backyard, didn't it? Is our dog outside? No? All right. So here we go. Now he looks like he's drinking him some soda. That's what my soda looks like, brown. And then we'll do this side red and this side blue since we're going to do his shirt red. So I chose a few colors for the red. R89, R29. We're kind of going with a Jamie red blend more than a Sandy red blend. So, and then I'm going to throw in this R43 because, you know, I'm crazy like that. I'm going to do 24 and then 43. So you kind of can't see those too well, but it's R89, R29, R27, R24, and R43. That's what we're going to use. So let's roll. Okay, R89 first, and that's really deep red. So we just want the really deep shadow areas to be this red. So I'm going to choose my areas wisely. His little collar maybe right up against his neck, but you're not really going to be able to tell all that well because he's got all that black from his fur. But we are going to put a little bit. Not much though. And then these parts right here where his arm is bent under there, we want that to be pretty dark. Got some folds going on right here. This part right here. And then we're going to kind of do the same thing with this side. But all of this right here is overlapped. And I want to do a little bit of strokes out from there so it looks like his shirt's a little wrinkled. A little bit here too because it's going around his arm, which is rounded. A little bit down here. And then I'm going to put these lines in that the artist drew. right here, right here, and right here. Plus this is coming around his body, so we should probably put a little bit of dark over here. There we go. Not too much. I don't really want to put a whole lot on there. This part right here, because this is where his shirt buttons. So we definitely want that. And right here where he's wrinkled his shirt because the little belly's so big. And where his hand is overlapping his shirt. I want a little bit there as well. And again on this side. Just a little bit. And then I always like to do right at the top of the pockets because it looks like they're open. I don't know. It just makes me happy that way. Okay, so R89, so we did the darkest shade. Now we're going to come in with R29, which is going to bring it to be a little bit more of a brighter red. We're going to put a little bit more on there, but this really isn't our true color yet, so not too much of this. True color is going to be a much brighter red. There we go. Just getting ready and ramping up for our next release. Going to be coming up a couple weeks. Second week in May. I am so excited. It's going to be Mermaid. So you know there's going to be some good stuff coming. Jamie loves her some Mermaid, so. You know we're going to have some Mermaid going on. Maybe we'll get some sneak peeks going on. I gotta be making up my cards since I'm gonna be traveling. All right, I like how this shirt is starting to take shape. Coming out from where this darkest. I definitely want to touch where all the dark areas are so I can lighten that up just a teensy bit. I did that one a little bit more than I really wanted to. But that's okay. It's just paper. We're going to actually make this one fold this way and this way. So we're going to kind of go up and down both because, you know, it's a little bulging at the top and bulging at the bottom. Hi, Linda. Thank you for joining us. Now we have 2 Lindas watching. Nothing better than that. Anybody seen any good movies lately? I started binge watching something tonight. And I got so frustrated with my Hulu that I upgraded to no commercials. I got tired of seeing the same commercials over and over again. All right. Starting to look good. His nice shirt here. The next one's our true color. Hello, hello. It's R27. So we're going to use a little bit, we're going to use this color a little bit more liberal. So we're going to have quite a bit more of this tone in there. I'm not going to have a whole lot of the R43 at the end because we don't really need to make his shirt pink. We need it to be red. This is the one where I'll confirm that all the way around the shirt at least has some red already on the bottom. Turning it so you guys can see me moving the marker across the paper. Oh, I like this red color it's making right now. I'm really excited to be finishing this one up. I think Jamie's going to be surprised. This is a bonus card. Half Jamie, half me. That doesn't happen too often. So that's a real bonus right there. You won't even be able to tell which part she did and which part I did. Tee-hee. Our little hyena's just laughing his little heart out over there. Okay, the next color is R24, and I think you guys were right when you said you agreed with red, because I think this red looks really good. It really brightens up the whole card. So we're just going to leave a little bit open for to put that last color in. I want his pockets to be a little bit lighter though. So I am going to leave some spots on there for sure. Alrighty, we're getting there. I think I missed his other sleeve. I'm going to have to put a little more in that sleeve. What do you guys think so far? You like it? You want to try to do this sometime? Meshing these images together? Make a whole new one for you? I'm going to go up from this, the bottom of that collar. I like this red. All right, here. This is where we throw in the weird one, which is R43, and see if that does well or messes it up. We'll know right away when we first start coloring with it. If we don't like it, we can change it. Back and forth. Oh, I think it's going to be good. A little bit of that back and forth motion. That really smoothed it out, didn't it? That gorilla's expression, I know, cracks me up. It's almost like he's not really all that amused. He's not really all that amused, but these two are really amused. He loved the shirt. See how well that shirt turned out? Coming together very nicely. So I like to put this R43 in there because if you go to R22 from R24, it starts moving the ink around instead of blending the ink together. So I'm not a huge fan of that. So I usually try not to go from 24 to 22 unless I tip to tip the markers. Kind of giving them a little bit of a light spot on that collar. You can't see it quite as much from what you guys see. Let's see if I can make it a little more prominent. I'll hold it up closer as soon as I get done blending these colors together. Let's do this one more time. Look at how nicely that blends together. Very nice. Very, very nice. But if I come up a little bit closer, you might be able to see. You can't really tell that much. But in real life, you can see that it's much lighter right here where that shirt folds. I like. And look, that even made that part right there look really white and not gray. Okay, so back with the R89 for the soda. And I'm just going to put this really dark red in these dark spots, but I'm not going to put it up here because I don't really want it to be that dark at all. And then I'm not going to go as light, I don't think, as the R43, but we'll see how it rolls together. So R29 is the next one. I want to keep it, I think, a little bit darker than the shirt. So I may only use 3 colors, which is why I put so much more of this color on there than I did on the shirt. It'll make it look a little bit darker. And then R27 will be the last one where we'll fill it in so we can keep this soda pretty dark. But yet still have a nice red. A little bit darker red. All right, so we got to get a blue. And I think the blue is somewhat of a lighter blue. So we're going to mix some colors together again, because you know. So I'm going to start out with B18, and it's going to be really bright compared to the B95 and 97, which will tone it back down to a regular blue. So let's see how that goes. I did not test it, so hopefully it works out really good. But we'll see. So here we go. Doing it anyway. So this is the B18. It's kind of a nice blue, actually. Not too bad. I think I want a little bit more of that on there. So I'm going to go ahead and do the whole outside of the blue. Kind of like it. All right, B97 is next. It's going to be a pretty deep dark blue. So if we have to go back to a lighter color, we can. Oh no, I like it. Bonus. All right, so this is the 97, and then we're going to follow it up with 95, which I think will be perfect. Still kept that light blue. Back and forth. Very nice. I like how that blue came out. Okay, so I'm happy with the blue. I'm happy with the red. Happy with the Coke. All right, so now what do we got? Background. So I already had my other holder with some green colors in it. YG67, G94, YG63, and YG03. So you can't really see those numbers because we're zoomed in so far. But what we're going to do is make them sitting in the grass. Like they're just chilling outside. So I think I'm going to take the YG61 and just kind of put where I want, how far I want that grass to go. Just to kind of give me an idea of how I want that to go. So I think I want it to kind of go like this, maybe. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I'm just putting in some basics. I think I want it to go like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this YG61 and I'm just going to give it a really nice wet coat to start with. Because we're going to do blades of grass that are going to be significantly darker. So I just want to kind of wet this paper. We can always go darker if we want. So I'm kind of using that big end because this doesn't have to be smooth. It's going to be underneath. We're going to color over top of it. So we really just need a base coat in there of a light color. So I don't know if you guys do this very often, but using this chisel nib kind of helps you get that color in there sort of fast. I don't want to pull any of that black or brown into our green, but if we do, it'll just be like dark anyway. So I think we're good. We could do it with the other end of the marker, but I just think it's faster this way. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to make this line along him, just to kind of get that filled in. And then I'm just going to do this. And then I'm going to do this. Just kind of get us some green in there. I don't mind if some spots are darker than others. I'm kind of okay with that actually, because nothing is even usually when you're doing this anyway. So there's kind of a basic ground. That's what I want to do, and I did that with the lightest color just to give me the basis for what I'm doing. Now I'm going to kind of go out and make this a rough line. It's not going to be a straight line. It's going to kind of be a rough line. Just to kind of bring in some of that green. And then we're going to start making blades of grass. Just anywhere. Some of them are going to be tall. Some of them are going to be short. Because, you know, they're out in the crazy wilderness. So laughing at all the cars they can see, watching them as they drive by. Making jokes. These funny little guys. So I'm just doing blades. Some of them I'm doing in a 3. Some of them I'm doing by themselves. It just random. I like this grass look, so I don't mind doing it. Doesn't take too long. But I think they're going to look good when they're sitting in the grass. And we're going to use 3 other colors to make blades and blend these together. So I think we're good. And it's okay to go over them because they're sitting in the grass. So if the blades go over their, you know, legs or feet or whatever, I think it's fine. So I'm not really paying attention to that. Kind of okay with it going over. Like his feet. Some of them will go over his feet, and that's okay, because he really is sitting in the grass, having a soda, laughing at everybody. He doesn't really find it all that funny, but everyone else does, so that's all good. This is a pretty easy process. It looks really amazing when it's done, but it doesn't have to have a real rhyme or reason. If you've never tried it, you should. It's pretty awesome. I think I might do a few out here, just kind of up, sort of taller. Maybe one right here. There we go. Now I'm going to switch to G94, which is definitely going to be more of a grayish olive color, so it's going to change this tone a little bit. And I'm going to fill in some of these spaces with that color. Just start building up this grass. I want some of them to go off the page. Remember, we kind of did this procedure a little bit with the girl who was hanging the laundry. We kind of did this type of grass with her to kind of fill in the grass while she was hanging her laundry. This is a much lighter, paler color, so kind of making my brush strokes a little bit faster and a little bit thinner. Trying to go in some different areas so they're not in straight lines, because out here they're not going to mow the lawn in straight lines. They're just going to hack it down. You know how that works. Because these guys, they don't care if they're out in their grass. They're out in the grass when they're in the zoo, in the wilderness. But these guys, they're cracking me up. You remember the girl in the laundry? And yes, this one is a little bit more close up. That one was, we had to do smaller blades on that one because she was smaller. These guys look like they're sitting much closer to what we're looking at. There we go. So that kind of brings us in a little bit. Looks good, but we're going to keep going because we have a few more different shades to put in there to really make it look a bit different. So I have this YG63, which is a pea green. We're going to put this one's much lighter. So I'm really going to try to fill in some of those spots that don't have any in there right now, but I don't want to do them too awful much, because I really want to come in with that much lighter color that I'm going to do next. That's going to really bring out some bright green in there. So see how it's really starting to fill in now? Looking really good. I hate doing the edge of the paper. You have to do it lighter so your marker doesn't get stuck. Kind of want this to be pretty dark under here because it's shadow. But see the difference between adding that color on this side and not on this side? So you can kind of see what you're doing, what you're adding, how it's changing it. And how even though I'm going over like their feet and stuff, it's not too much. It's just a little bit. You've never seen this before? You can never say pea green. And you haven't seen this technique before? It takes a while to do, but that's just because you're doing so many tiny blades of grass. But I really like how it looks, and when you get done, it looks like you spent like forever on it. I like it. I like this technique a lot. It's very meditative. Am I putting you guys to sleep? Because I'm trying to keep talking so you guys don't fall asleep on me. Okay. So it helped having the base on there. And I think I need a few more over here because there's a little bit of really light going on in a couple of spots. So I'm just going to go over here and hit the few spots that are jumping out at me. It's the lighting that's making one side look significantly different than the other, but when you hold it up, they look about the same. This one looks like it has a little less grass on it, so maybe I need to put a few more of those in there. So I think I'm going to go back in with this YG67 and get a few more of the darker strands in there. It looks like I lost some. And it looks like I need some that are some little straight ones. Is that dog killing me or what? Where is that dog?
Right here.
He's having some gas issues tonight. It's killing me. I'm glad you guys are liking it. YG03. Now this is a yellow green, so this one is really going to bring in some bright yellow to this, which I think is going to be really great. And these are going to be more of the straight strands because I'm kind of trying to fill in anything that's really, really light, but still staying in that same direction as the grass. This is kind of covering up that YG61 that I started with, just to make this a much darker color, but definitely still very bright. We don't want them to look like they're sitting in dead grass. So this one's a little less about the different strands of grass and a little more like filling it in. I like it. See, it looks a lot better than, oh, they are. Dogs, yes, he is killing me. He came in, I hate that. Especially when I'm trying to color live, he's killing me. I don't really want to bring it up too much on the live, but why do I want to joke? That must be the joke. That's why these hyenas are laughing. They're laughing at me because I have to sit in that smell while I'm working on them. I want to get in here really good. Then like this. I don't really want that to go over his hand because his hand is higher than the grass. So I have to be really careful on that part. I am going back and forth with my strokes, but not to the as detailed as the other one. So there we go. I feel like, Mom, you're embarrassing me. Stop talking about it. Okay. So for the sky, what are we going to do for the sky? Let's see. I definitely want to use my favorite sky color. I'm not really sure where I put it. I still am so lazy. I haven't put my markers away yet. I don't want to make it... I think I want to use blue colors. Maybe I'll go back to pulling in a little bit of these. Yeah, let's do that. Of these colors that we used for the soda cans. So maybe 97, B95. And then I'm going to go into B45, 41. I think I'll do 41 last. I'll put 52 in there. So we've got, you probably can't see them that well, but B97, 95, B45, 52, and 41. I think that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to turn it upside down because it'll make it easier for me. I'm going to start like I did with the other one by using the lightest color, which is B41. And I'm going to put in just a little bit of a base coat. This will give me the opportunity to go in between the area where I put the blades of grass into the sky area. So I just want to put this wet the paper foundation in here. I'm going to be careful when I go around the animals because I don't want to pull any of those black or brown colors out. And then I'm going to... You have to be careful when you touch the edge of the paper because if your marker gets stuck, it leaves a really dark color on there. We don't want that, so this is going to help me to color this pretty fast, keep the paper wet. That's what I'm going for. I don't know what kind of sentiment we're going to put on here, though. I'm still thinking about that, can you tell? All right, I need a little bit more there. Okay, I'm going to use the other end just to go in between this little fur because I don't want to get blue on his fur that's sticking up. I just want to go in between. Like that. And we can switch back to this. Bring that all together. It looks kind of cloudy, doesn't it? I mean, light clouds, dark clouds. I'm going to put a little bit more up in here. Keep this wet. So we can add the darker colors. I'm going to get in this green a little bit. I'm kind of, when I'm doing this, I'm not really going over it, like rubbing it in to blend it. I'm just kind of doing some quick brush strokes over it. So it works, but it's not really blending. I don't want to blend the blue in with the green. Oh, it looks like a retirement card in the making. That's a good one. It could be a retirement card. I think I might have some retirement stamps we could use. Okay. So we got a little bit of a sky going on now. It does look like he's chilling outside. He looks a little happier now. What happened? I put the sky in there and he looks a little happier. Not really sure I know how that worked out, but so this one is B97 and this is the darkest one. I don't want to put too much of this one on there because I don't want the sky to be that dark. So I'm just going to come in just a little bit around the edges. And so I'm going to use, I'm not going to put very much of this in there. I'm going to use the chisel end because I don't want to put a whole lot and I don't want to make it really dark. So we kind of have something that looks like this right now, which looks crazy. But I want these lighter colors in there. So let's try B95. We'll start with the sketch side and kind of come out from these and see how it goes. Kind of blending out that darkest color we put on there a little bit. I think I'm going off the page. Down a little bit further and kind of blending out that deep dark color. So still looking a little bit on the funny side. 45 is going to be our true color, but I think I'm going to use more of 52 than I am of 45. Going to use that back end again, that chisel. Go down a little bit further. This one changes the blue shade to a little bit of a brighter blue. Still going over the last colors I put on there. But that 52 is really going to change the shade of this blue. And I really want that. So it's just a preference thing. You could always make it more of a deeper blue sky. You'd be freaking out right there. Yeah, but you know what? You can always change it. You can always make it what you want. And then if you don't like the way it comes out, then just cut out the animals. Then you don't have to worry about something. I just keep going till I'm happy. I just keep throwing colors in there until it comes out the way I want it to. So this is the color I like. It's more of a, or the color I was imagining. It's much of a lighter, brighter kind of color. So this is going to look like a little bit of a cloudy day here, I think. But I'm going to go over these colors again because this one will lighten them up and kind of make it look a little bit on the cloudy side, which I kind of like. I am kind of doing it a little bit in some back and forth and a little bit circular motion going on there. The 41 will finish it off and make it really nice, I hope. That's the plan anyway. It's just paper, and we have lots of it. And if you don't have a lot of paper, there's more sweet sentiment paper in the shop. You won't run out. I like how it changes. Look at how it changes the tone of this when you add that over there. I really like that. So that's what I was hoping for. I was hoping it was going to blend it out like that. And it is. Once you start like really learning how the markers react to each other, it makes it a little bit easier to make these kinds of guesses and come out with something you really like. So it's really just playing with the markers and really getting a good feel for how they blend together and how they work together. And that makes it a lot easier. I knew it was going to do this. And that's really what I wanted. Do we have paper? Yes, we have Sweet Sentiment paper with the sparkle. We have to have paper. It's important. So back to the E41. You are loving it. I am loving it too. So back to the 41, I am going to kind of do some little brushes down here because I still want to get this in between that grass a little bit darker. I'm not going to do too much right there because I want to keep that really light color of green. And we can always go back over it with the green again if we need to. I don't think we're going to need to. I think we're going to be okay here. Because this is blending very nicely right there. And I like that. So that tells me, yes, B41 was the color I started with, and it's also the color I'm ending with. So I started with 41, I did the base coat, and now I'm back to 41. So since the bottom layer dried already, it makes it one shade darker than the normal B41. So I started off by putting just a little bit on the paper with the brush nib, and now I'm just filling in a little bit more, a little bit thicker. I'm going to go back to this, kind of bring that in, because I really want to color that, but I don't want to pull any of the black out. It does help that Jamie did this monkey quite a while ago, so it's pretty dry, and we'd have to wet it pretty good to get it to pull it. But my hyena, we did tonight, so we have to be careful that we don't pull any of that out. So I'm kind of going up into this area just to make sure it's blended really well. Going over this a couple times because I don't want to leave any lines in my sky, really. If we decide we want clouds, we can do that with the colorless blender later, but I think I'm going to leave it like this. I kind of like, I'm liking how this is coming out. I'm super duper happy with how it's pulling it all together. So when I'm putting this B41 in between here, I'm super excited about meeting you too. I can't wait. It's so awesome getting to meet everybody at the shows and stuff. It's just so much fun. So when I'm putting this 41 in here right now, I'm leaving it on the paper for a while because I'm really saturating. Let's see how much darker that is right there in that spot. I'm really saturating that paper because I want that to get darker and I don't want it to do too many brush strokes over it. So the rest of it is just kind of a lighter tone. Luckily this little guy was colored already too, so I don't have to worry about him quite as much as I had to worry about the hyena. Going back over this area right here because it's still a little bit darker than I wanted it to be. I'm going to go over in this area. We got to be a little more careful with the hair right here. So I'm going to do that with the brush nib. And don't press down on the nib, but just leave it on the paper a little bit longer to saturate it just a little bit more. I think that's really helpful. I'm going to have to blend this sky area right here. See how we still have lines right here? We're going to fix that when we use this chisel end. So right now, here we go. This is how we're going to blend those two together to kind of get rid of that line. We'll come back in if we need to fix that in a few minutes. So it's just getting this color in here at first. I still see some lines we're going to have to go back and fix, but I'm okay with that. So bringing the B41 over the darker, oops, can't read that. Over the darker color lightens up the color that is already down because it has more alcohol. Yes, yes, that is correct. And usually do watercolors. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's so, because some of the really light colors that end in 1 or 0, some of the grays go up with a higher number, but they move the ink around versus blending it together. So if you pick a really light color, you can go around there, moving the color around. Because it has more alcohol, it breaks it up than the darker colors. They have more pigment in them. I kind of want this area down here, I think, maybe to be a little bit darker, so I may let that dry for a little bit and then come back in it again. Maybe even with B52. I'm not sure yet. Now I sound like I'm talking about a song. B52. Okay. So we're going to start going back over it on this side just to kind of give a little more color in there. Blend those together. Now let's take a look. Okay, so we got a really good blend right up through here, and then we got way too light right here and way too light right around in here. Yeah, he did pop with the blue, didn't he? So I think what I'm going to do is come in with a little bit of this 52 and kind of just put a little bit in there. I'll blend that out. So I'm just scratching in a little bit of this darker blue, the B52. And then we'll blend that out and mix it up with the 41 again. So just making it a little bit darker. So here we go. This is how we blend it out. So we put that in there. It'll mix these two together. We'll have to give it a chance to dry before we know how well that worked and if we need to do any more. I think we'll be okay. We'll see. So it's really trial and error. Just keep doing it. Like, I mean, what's the worst that can happen? I get a darker sky? I'm okay with that. And then I'll know next time. Start with lighter colors. But I think it's working. I'm pretty happy. I have to almost, like, it looks really good to me, but then I have to look up and see what it looks like on the camera. Hi, Holly. Just popping in to check us out. We're doing the background for this little set. This is actually 3 of our stamp sets all in one image, so it's kind of neat. So it has our, I always call it the wrong set, but this one, this set with the donkey is, I can't remember if it's, oh, it's Smart Ass. I always call it Crazy Ass. And Jamie laughs at me. I called it that at the show, and she was like, that's not the name of that set. And I was like, well, that's what I always think of when I think of it. So she's like, whatever. She was laughing so hard at me. And I was like, oh, well. So it's called Smart Ass. And then the hyenas, he laughs at my jokes. And then the monkey is Six Pack Dad. Oh, I think I might stop because I kind of like it. What do you think? Hey, Holly. I think it looks good. I'm super happy with how it's coming out now. B52, B41. I'm putting the caps back on. Okay. So I like that. I like how that came out. So now we have to start thinking about what kind of sentiment do we want to put on there? So I have this set out. I'm going to actually back it out a little bit so you guys can see. Don't take life too seriously. He'll never get out of it alive. I don't know if that would fit anywhere. So we're going to be stuck with needing a sentiment that goes maybe right here. You like it? It's super cute. And I still think these papers are going to go really good with it. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do them yet, but these are the ones I chose for the background, so you'll be able to see it. Might have to change that orange to a red, though. I don't know. What do you think? It kind of matches him. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. Orange or red? I have a bunch of colors cut out. Maybe I could just change it to like, I could even change it to green. Hold on, let me show you some, and you tell me what you think. This is olive green. So we could do it like this. I don't really like that. So let's try red. I'm not really a fan of the green. Let's try a red. I think I have some red here. Oh my goodness. I don't have any red already pre-cut. What's up with me on that? That's okay. Oh, I lied. I got one. Look, what do you think? Red? Red? Orange? We'll lay them all out there. I think I have gray too. Let me see. I try to have all the colors in this bucket, but sometimes I run out. Yep, I have. Well, this isn't really gray. It's more like a khaki color. I don't know. Okay, you guys think about that red, orange, or khaki while I go and pull. I'm gonna pull the Six Pack Dad one and the crazy one and see what sentiments, because I think we should use a sentiment off that. Oh, somebody likes orange. That's 2 for orange. Honey, will you watch that while I'm pulling these stamp sets out? I see 2 for orange, 1 for red. What do you think? Oh, there's one. All right, we're just needing Six Pack Dad, and I'll be ready if I can find him. I had to move into 2 different buckets for all my, oh, I found him. For all my stamp sets. I have to do 2 buckets now because I have so many Sweet Sentiment stamp sets. That's a good thing, not a bad thing. Oh, I think we have 2 red and 2 orange. I need a tiebreaker. Okay, so I have smartass. I have, oh my gosh, we have to put this hee-haw on here. I think we'll put hee-haw down here. And then I have ha 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 ha. Or here's the thought. Oh, there's retirement. So I could say, you don't have to tuck in your shirt if you don't wear pants. You earned it. Happy retirement. Life is a zoo, dress accordingly. That's funny. I don't know. I think it needs to be out of this Six Pack Dad set. Oh, come on. Okay, I think we have 3 oranges now. Orange was the first color I chose. Isn't that crazy? All right, orange it is. That was the first one I chose. So that was what I originally thought I was going to do with it. So that's funny. Okay. All right, so we're back to the orange. And let's see. I think we for sure need to have hee-haw on there. Because he looks like he's going hee-haw. Hee-haw. So we can definitely put that one in there. I have to get my Misty. Because Lord knows I can't stamp that on there correctly without it. But we can do all the stamps at one time if we have the Misty. All right. So we can put these aside and pull this out. Okay. So this is what I'm going to do. The hee-haw's already stuck on there. We can put the magnet right over top of the people because we know we're not going to stamp there. Oh, I kind of like this one. I think I'm going to put this one on there. You don't have to tuck in your shirt if you don't wear pants. Maybe we'll put a whole bunch of them on there. We'll put that one, and then we'll put the hee-haw from that set and the ha-ha-ha from this set under the hyena. I think that will be funny. All right, so we're gonna put this down here. And we're gonna put this hee-haw over here. And then we're gonna leave that one right there. Look, we're gonna put 3 of them on there. All right, let's see. He's the wonky donkey. Yes, he is. Hee-haw. I read the Wonky Donkey to Cooper all the time. He likes his Wonky Donkey books. Okay, so here we go. Let's put one more of these over here just to make sure I don't mess it up. Okay, and then I need my black ink pad, which I know is on my desk. Here we go. All right, so Memento Tuxedo Black. We might have to stamp it more than once, just to make sure it's super duper dark. So I'm just putting the ink on them. You know, you guys know how to do that. The good part is I can re-ink only the ones that I want to re-ink. Definitely the hee-haw, I can already tell you that. I don't think that one's going to be exactly the way I wanted it, but we'll see. Yeah, I like this one. That looks really good. And this one looks really good. But that ha-ha-ha didn't come out quite as well as I wanted it to. I might do hee-haw again just to make sure. I did not double stamp that one. I only double stamped these 2. Which is what's so cool about this Misty. Let's see. I still need to do that hee-haw again. It's not filled in all the way. It's probably because it's a new stamp and I didn't rub it on my hand first. Did you guys know that when you first buy one of these stamp sets, it's got some residue and stuff on it? So there we go. So if you wipe it with your hand first, it's very helpful. Okay, so have you guys seen this? This is the Sweet Sentiment chamois holder. It's in the shop now. Isn't that awesome? It's got Jamie color and Sandy color. So perfect. Purple and teal. All right, so I'm just going to clean off my stamps so they don't stay black, because I don't like it when they do that. But I'm not going to put them away. I'll put them away when we're done. Okay. Now, oh my goodness. It's so cute. Look. It's so super cute. And because I put 3 sentiments on there, I don't even think I need to put any, there's no embellishment. It is in the shop now. And it's, right now it's limited. We have to order some more, but there's a few in the shop right now. Yep, so if you want one, you better go grab it. So you don't have to wait. Yep. Look like this. One more shot. Open, so it allows for your chamois to dry. And it's our color, made especially for us. You can only find it at Sweet Sentiment. .us. Let me see. I think this, we're going to have to shave this down just a little, which is fine. No worries. So let's go ahead and fold our card. I'm going to use my espresso tonight. I have the pink one. I have 3 on my desk, pink, teal, and purple. Okay. So there's our card for that one. And then I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to put this on there, but not on the whole thing. And then we'll put this up here. So it'll kind of look like that. Now I'll have to cut some off, but it's not going to, the black's not going to be on the whole thing, but it's going to be on some of it. Just hang in there. I'll show you what I mean in a momento. Just like the ink, in a momento. All right, 8 1/2, 5 1/4. So maybe about there will make me happy. And here. And I'm just making sure all the edges are cut straight, and they are. So that works out super great. So this one will go down here. A little bit shorter, but it'll be fine. So then we got to do this one. Oh, look at that color, all that coloring. I'm going to cut off some coloring. Just cut off just a little bit. Oh, I got his ear. But you can't tell, so it's okay. You're not seeing it in the shop? It should be in there. It should be under other items or whatever. I'll look when I get off the live and check and see, and if it's not, if it didn't get added, then I'll have it added in the morning, because I know we have some left over from the show. We had a few of them we got in right before the show. All right, so let's trim just a tad bit off the bottom, just because I want to. All right, so here's my plan. I want this to be over on one side, like that. Let's see, I'm gonna have to cut some off the top. That's okay, we still got a little bit of room. All right, so let's go ahead and just put this down. That way, I already know where I want to put it. Try chamois case in the shop. Maybe that's. Oh, it's not in. Oh, Dale just looked. He said it's not in there right now. So I will have them activate it in the morning because everybody else is asleep tonight. So you might want to check in the morning.
It only shows.
Huh?
It only shows this many.
Oh, really? Oh, there's only 2 in the shop. We only have 2 right now. So you better be quick on the draw in the morning, or you'll have to wait for the next shipment. There's a shipment coming. It's just not here yet. All right.
Oh, sorry, 22.
Earthquake, huh?
22.
Of those? No way. That ain't right. I'm sure that's not right. This is not over far enough. I really wanted this to be over further. Thank God for the Barely Art glue allowing you to move stuff right away. Okay, gluing it again. All right, I'll make sure that you can see them in the shop in the morning. And since I know you're looking for it, Julie, I'll let you know. I'll send you a PM as soon as I know they made it active. Okay, I'm going to stand up because you know that's me. I really want this to be in the corner of the card because I really want it to show on one side. Oh, honey, you didn't put that stuff on the table very well when you walked away. Okay, I'm going to do this one more. Smoothing it out from the back side. We have to trim this top real quick. A little bit here. A little bit here. Probably should have shaved this off before I stamped on it, but we're still good. No worries. All right, this should be where I want it to be. So close. I need to shave just a tad bit more off, and it will be exactly where I want it to be. Okay, here we go. You've been asking Jamie about them for a while. I have a meeting to talk with her in the morning about a couple of things, and I will talk to them about getting them in the shop right away. See, look! It's going to have a little bit of black on it, but not on all the sides. I kind of think that's neat because it makes it original. This is how much it shows through on the back. So you can tell I'm heavier handed than Jamie, because you can't really see as much there, but you can see all my craziness. I'm definitely heavier handed than her. I put more ink down. And my Barely Art glue I love so much. We sold out of that at the shop, but we have more on the way. Look how freaking awesome that turned out. I'm so happy. You know, I'm going to take this one so we can display it at the show because it's me and Jamie. All right. Let's make sure we got it on there real good. And there we go. What do you say? You like that? It came out really cute. All done. Super awesome. I love it. See, that's why Jamie and I work so well together. All right, so I will come back tomorrow night and we will do something entirely new because we finished up the project. So that's super great. We should keep collaborating. It was kind of fun to pick up where someone else. Could you imagine doing that? If we didn't think so much alike on stuff like this, we wouldn't be able to do that. It is a bestie card. It's a special bestie card. So, you know, I can't even stamp the back with my name because it's both of us. So, I'm sure I'll figure out something. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me and hanging out with me. It was super fun. I'm glad we got that done, and I'm glad we got to color together tonight. So if anybody's watching this on the YouTube replay, make sure you hit like and subscribe. And I will see you guys tomorrow night, same time, 10 p.m. And thanks for hanging in. See you guys tomorrow. Good night.